Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and checking out your boy, P-Funk. You see where I'm at? Out in the lab, doing what I do, with the door open and the cars going by for you. I'm doing my thing. Happy New Year's. Let's get this party started. I got a good lesson for you now. The teacher's back on the pedestal of teaching lessons, okay? I got a good one for you today. Let's go. Wrightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message in the story for life. These are life lessons. I got a good lesson for you today. Yeah, something near and dear to my heart. All right, let's go. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Getting to know yourself a little better. Get acquainted with yourself spiritually. That's the new thing now. Everybody want to become spiritual, and I'm welcoming all. Come on, I got you. I want this bandwagon to get real heavy. All right, right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka knowing thyself, aka open up that third eye. That means I know something. I know things. Right thinkers, you can learn some things. Check out your boy. I got you. Hold on one second. Yeah, sorry about that. My right thinkers got interrupted. I don't know where I was on this, but okay, today, rightism, 25 rules to live by. Right thinkers, let's talk about symbolisms and esoteric knowledge. Right think is based on symbology. The eye is a symbol of having knowledge of self. It's the quintessential I know who I am. Hence, I know myself. Okay? Let's talk about this thing. Okay, let me do something. I know what I teach is called hidden knowledge, aka esoteric. I also teach symbolical knowledge, which symbols represent things. I'm gonna explain it to you and break it down for you. Hopefully you understand it. But they tell you a picture worth 1,000 words. I show you this. It says a whole lot. Okay, let's do this. Everything that we have is symbolic, and numbers are an important part of the symbology. Let's talk about that. The number one. Let's start with one. We all belong to the Creator, aka God. I use the phrase, everything is on the one. That's giving thanks and respect to my Creator, the Almighty. Amen. The hidden one. Okay? The God of gods. That's just number one. I'm gonna go past number two because that's duality. I just did a lesson on that. That's the opposite. That's Maya. Represents duality. Okay? You have a choice. You're the middle decision maker of that good, bad, up, down, left, right. Okay, but you're the decision maker on that. God, generator or destroyer, whatever they call it, acronym for God. I don't get involved in that. That's some new modern time stuff. Remember, I do ancient symbology and hidden knowledge from the ancients, not modern. So understand that. Here you go. Now let's talk about the number three. The three is the original Trinity. I hear people saying me, myself, and I. Ancients had Asar, Aset, and Haru. Father, mother, child, offspring. The Ankh, the sign of life, represents the female womb, the male phallus, the offspring. That's how you can define it because it's the key of life and everybody got their different programs. That's just one. I just break it down for you right quick. Let's move on. Now, let's talk about the number seven is symbolic because in ancient times, they saw seven visible planets. So they based it around mythology and astrology. Okay, the Bible is an astrology book also, but the ancient with verse and zodiac and astrology, they created it for a reason. I'm still amazed about the zodiac. I got this zodiac lesson. We thought about that. All right. So now these are all things symbolic of numbers. The 8 is the sign of infinity turned upside. Lay the 8 down sideways, you get the infinity. Okay, that's another symbolic sign. Again, all these are symbolical signs with an esoteric meaning, something behind the sign. Masons, we got the compass and the square and the G in the middle. Everybody think they know what the G stands for. It's the 7th letter of the alphabet. Ain't no big secret. Yeah, we ain't going there. All right, let's get back. Now the next question is the symbology. You see me, I used to do this. When the body dies, the body that's inside the body, which is the ego, will fly away, meaning it's leaving part of the body. When we see death, we see angels always flapping their wings. Angels always have wings. That's spiritual concept. The caduceus, the stick, the Asclepius, the stick with the one serpent going up. They use that in medical examination. But the caduceus, the thoughts, is the two serpents, Isis and Nephthys, going up the spine of SR. Another lesson, but it's all symbology. Remember, every symbol has a meaning, a hidden meaning. Hence, esoteric meaning, exo meaning the outside, what you see, the sign, what you see. Eso is the hidden meaning behind the sign that you see. Masonically, that's what we do. We take our signs and symbols, put them out there because we know what they mean. That's called esoteric messaging. Hide the message in the message, and those who understand the subliminal messaging will get the message. That's what I teach. Okay. Now, what do the wings mean? Yeah. When you see wings, it means spiritual enlightenment. That means you have spiritual consciousness. That means you rise above the norm. That's what the wings. Okay. The disc with the wings on the side shows that Ra is signified by the sun disc. Amun, the hidden one, is the spirit behind the sun disc. The sun disc is the visible, Amun the hidden. Then you have Ptah, which represents the physicality of it. So hence, Amun, Ra, Ptah, the Trinity. And all these are self-created entities. The sun disc means self-created. Amun means the hidden one. Ptah is the craftsman of the human body. From the Memphite theology, you got 3 or 4 different creation stories, but that's just a concept, and all of them have the same concept. You see Maya, Aset, Hathor, all goddesses with what? Wings spread out or behind them, laid out. That signifies the height and level of spirituality in which they have achieved. And within yourself, these are all characters that you want to have their wings and understanding what they represent within you, and you can use them to your benefit. Haru, the falcon-headed god, represents the highest level of enlightenment spiritually you can have. It's the original spirit resurrected from his father Asar. You know the story. But these are concepts of symbology. They're all symbolic messages that once you learn to understand them, you can use them to your benefit. Or to some people, detriment. Because they pervert it. Simple. Anything that's good, we make good by doing what? Just flip it. Make it bad. Turn it upside down. Just reverse it. Go the other way, so to speak. All right? Here you go. Where we at now down here? All right. Okay. Remember that commercial? Oh, Red Bull gives you what? Wings. Everybody who wants Red Bull wants to do what? Take off. Hence, wings. Okay? Spirituality. Arising. You want to rise your conscious level of understanding who you are to the highest level. Eureka. I got it. Understanding who you are, knowing thyself is the creed that they live by. Right, thinkers? That's our mantra. You want to know who you are. Okay, next question. Okay, I got a better one. What's with the animal heads? That's anthropomorphic knowledge. Understanding that the animal that we use is showing that the gift that God gave him, we're using it for our own purpose and using it for the reason of bettering ourselves. Okay? The animals, again, the ancients used that animals' good God-given gift spiritually to thought. The ibis bird. Ibis bird, symbolic of a bird walking around like he's writing. So always see thought, keeping records. But symbolically, he's your memory bank. He's your consciousness. It's another lesson. A man with a beetle head, the scarab head, that's Capri. That represents self-creation. When the sun rises out of seem like nowhere, it comes up over the horizon. That's Capri, the morning rising sun. That's a sign of self-creation. All right. All right, where we at now? Okay. Haru. Okay, the Sphinx, excuse me. The longest living monument known to man is the Sphinx, the first building. You had to have knowledge and understanding to make that happen. So the people were highly intelligent way back then. Okay? The Sphinx is called Harum Akhet. It means Haru on the horizon. And at that time, we was in the constellation of Leo, hence the line of the body. The idea was you rise from your beastly nature, which is natural order of man. You rise above to become conscious, to knowing thyself with what? Empathy, which is from the fourth level of your chakra ring. You learn empathy and compassion for others. You speak from the heart, Makaru. You become spiritually enlightened at the sixth round of the chakra, the ajna, third eye awakening. And when you become master of self, it's the 7 of the 1,000 lotus plants blowing up like an explosion in the mind. They call it the lotus flowers, the 1,000 lotus plants, whatever. But that's the concept of the chakras. Got a lesson for that too. But let's talk about this one again. The jackal-headed man, Anubis, you call him Anubis because the Greek name, but it's Anpu. He's known as the embalmer. He was in charge of the dead before his father, Asar, came down into the underworld, and he gladly relinquished that seat. So now Asar sits on the throne in the underworld. Okay? Another story. Good story. We got a bunch of good stories. Here you go. Next one is dual meanings, esoteric and exoteric lessons. Let's talk about the difference between the outside meaning, the outward sign that means one thing, and the esoteric meaning, the hidden meaning behind. I wear the pyramids. Okay, it's the reason behind the pyramids. Handwritings on the wall in the Great Pyramid. Even the Bible. Watch this. For my Christian followers, I want to understand this is easy for y'all. The Bible has esoteric lessons for the masses, which is what anybody can read in the Bible. But on Sunday, you go to church. The pastor has an esoteric meaning to the Bible in which he breaks down for you on a weekly basis. I'm just saying. And they've been doing that same book for 2,000 years. This book is about 30 years old, so I understand the knowledge and information, it don't change. It's still there. I still refer to it whenever I need to. It's a reference guide, okay? Some people call it my Bible. When you see me, I have books. That's another lesson. That's another. All right, here you go. I know the esoteric lessons of the Bible. I can preach. I choose not to. I choose to teach. I don't want to step on nobody's toes in that preaching arena, so I don't delve there. I teach. I ain't stepping on nobody's toes when I'm teaching. Difference, concept. Hidden knowledge is just esoteric knowledge for those who understand and study. The masses will see the eye. No big deal. But somebody who understands will see the eye and go, not. Okay. See, that's the difference. And I wear my concept, my right thinking eye with pride. As a good student, okay, right thinking philosophy is pure esoteric knowledge. I'll only give you the hidden knowledge. I don't need to give you the basics. You already got that, hopefully, or supposedly. So I don't need to go over what you already know. I'm going to give you the hidden meaning. I love this esoteric teaching. That's why I teach hidden knowledge. Understand subliminal messaging so that you can be on the inside, not on the outside, so to speak. As a good student of understanding esoteric knowledge, you will have a whole lot of knowledge. Why? Because you start to read things for what they really are, understand them for what they're presented to be, from the esoteric understanding, the hidden knowledge, what everybody don't know. Let me wrap this up. I appreciate you tuning in a little long today, but I hope the message is getting across, because that's what it's all about. Getting your message across to people that they can use the message, they can understand the message, and they can flourish and do what they need to do with the information that you've given them. That's why I teach and not preach. I explain, not proclaim. I study to get the hidden meanings of all things, right thinking philosophy. As a teacher and a master of that, I only indulge in things that I can use to benefit my purpose and my cause and what I'm doing in my life. teaching how to be a better you. And by any means necessary, I will still borrow whatever concept that you got and work it and make it mine. All right? Spiritual people are intelligent people with knowledge. We ain't just, I call a person with no knowledge of God, but just, I believe in God. I know God. They don't know nothing. You're a fan, okay? You're a fanatic. You're a fan of God. You run around celebrating, hoo, God. Mm-mm. God, spiritual people live godly. Treat people respectfully. Act accordingly. That's spiritual people. I'm not running around hooping hard about how spiritual I am. No, I walk it, I talk it, I live it, I teach it. All right? Knowledge of self comes with understanding and having spiritual knowledge. Basic knowledge of self. In order to live right, you must learn to think right, do right, be right, and follow the instructions of yours truly, Mr. Right. I'm only leading you down the right path. I got a problem with wrong. Okay? That's the opposition to right. Okay? I don't do wrong. Last one. I give you pure, aka God knowledge. That's right thinking philosophy. That's what I do. That's what I do for you. Tune in. I got some more for you.